mean, I keep telling people, just because you love someone doesn't mean you have to like them. I mean, that's the truth. Sometimes you will love someone very much, but you don't like them at all, or what they say, or what they do. And they annoy you, right? Like tons, but you still love them. So spending time with those we love and figuring out ways in which we can spend time with them without adding to the friction or negativity or stuff. That's a skill, you know, and it's like, it's time you developed it.
Is it time?
Yes.
Okay, then welcome
to another episode.
Driving to the Res with your favorite host, Larry. Your turn, honey.
You have to say it.
Can't.
And Inelia.
Inelia. Okay.
The joke, if anybody doesn't know us, is Larry and I have been together for
a decade,
and he still doesn't know how to pronounce my name
correctly. I could say it, just not correctly.
Correct. And it doesn't matter. And it's a little bit related to the podcast.
The article this week.
Yeah, the article this week, sorry.
Or the newsletter, or however you want to say it.
Yeah, it's an article and a newsletter because it's about dealing with people that we don't normally hang out with because it's holiday season. We have Christmas, New Year's, and all sorts of other religions celebrate at around this time. And there's usually parties at work. And
a lot of invitations, right?
Lots of invitations. And we're going to be dealing with people who are not really aware, who are deeply into the narrative, the social narratives that are being sold on everybody and all that type of thing. And it's important for us to connect with our family and our loved ones in a very high frequency way. And sometimes it's difficult. And that's why every year we release the video that I created some years back about how to deal with sleeping friends and relatives. So You're going to watch that video. And then for the past 2 years, we've actually written updates on the article. And we've also done the podcast. So all the links for all that material and all that information is going to be on the show notes for you. And then the article too. And you can go to Substack to find the Inelia Benz newsletter and the articles. And subscribe to find the second hour, which we're going to be doing after we finish the first hour, which is free. Then our supporters and our sponsors, thank you, high five, can go to listen to the second hour. Yeah.
Okay.
You really make a difference.
Indeed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Begin.
Begin. Okay. I think we can do the reading and commenting on this one. What do you think?
Yep. Reading.
Yeah.
And you can comment and I will. Mm-hmm. It's not just like we usually do.
Yeah.
Okay. Start.
We send this newsletter out every year during December, sometimes in November, actually.
Yes, for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. This year, 2023, we will deal with a new dynamic that has been uber pushed into society, the woke friends and relatives.
Not to be confused with awakened.
Not to be confused with awakened or partially awakened, yes. Okay? 2023 has seen all the items we talked about in our live call looking at 2023.
It's true.
It is. More jabs, war, UFO, financial collapse, etc. Although now they're called UFO, aerial threats, or anomalous aerial phenomena.
Yeah, they got.
Or other such things.
They changed all the terminology so they could. When you actually say, "Hey, anything about UFOs?" They say, "Oh, this isn't about UFOs.
Right.
It's about anomalous aerial phenomena." You have to ask correctly. Mm-hmm. Funny.
And I also like to give a quick reminder for everybody to go ahead and book your seat for the Looking at 2024 call, which we're going to be doing in December 31st 2023.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So we're going to do like half an hour or so that's going to be free.
Oh, like a first hour.
Yeah. And then the rest of it, which probably be like an hour and a half, is going to be underpaid tickets so that we can remove any trolls and also to support the work we're doing, right? And then the entire team is doing. But also because it's going to be in the platforms that are not censored.
Yep.
So the first half will go to their usual mass media outlets for social media. But the second part is going to go through the channels that are private. And we can really delve and look at stuff that we're no longer allowed to talk about in the mass media channels. Okay, so before we begin with the actual newsletter that we send out every year, here are some definitions of what woke means, because this is what we're including this year.
Right. And notice the definitions go from one extreme to another. It's all perception, right?
Yeah, that's all perception, yeah.
It's how it functions. It's how it works.
Yes. The first one is awoke means aware of and actively attentive to important societal facts and issues, especially issues of racial and social justice.
That's dictionary.
Mm-hmm. Woke is also an adjective derived from African American Vernacular English, AAVE, meaning alert to racial prejudice and discrimination. Beginning in the 2010s, it came to encompass a broader awareness of social inequalities such as racial justice, sexism, and LGBT rights. So it already started developing and evolving.
It had its roots dug in.
Mm-hmm. Another one is whether being woke is a good or a bad thing is a topic of fierce debate in America. Mm-hmm. In a 2023 Ipsos Center Bias poll, 56% of respondents said the word woke meant to be informed, educated on, and aware of social injustices. 39% said it meant to be overly politically correct and police other people's words.
Also known as go woke, go woke, go broke. That 38%.
Another one is someone who is hypercritical and believes they're enlightened despite the fact that they're extremely close-minded, quick to judge, and are unable to accept other people's criticism or different perspectives. They're righteous.
Wow.
They are highly partisan, extremely political, correct to the point of verbally and sometimes physically and socially attacking others deemed not politically correct or socially sensitive enough.
Gosh.
They're in full support of the gender fluid identity, vegetarianism, human-blamed climate change, and are often activists in defense of dark-skinned people and minorities who they see as victims.
Okay, that's quite a lot.
So woke.
Woke is good and bad.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
in our opinion, right?
Well, if you read the very first part, you'll think that's quite a reasonable position to be.
Well, here's the thing. So we're going to be dealing with it in increasing amounts for the next few years, okay?
Yeah, and not as what the first definition is, right? Which is aware of and attentive to important societal facts. Well, who decides that?
Who decides what we should put our attention on and what is important?
The important societal facts makers are the drivers of your separation. Mm-hmm. So, of course, they're going to make it sound good or else you wouldn't agree. Mm-hmm. I mean, what bait isn't baity? I mean, what bait doesn't taste good? Yeah. Okay, anyway, you get it.
So, anyways, this article goes out and it has like italics in the middle.
Yeah.
And the italics are the new stuff, right?
Right.
So anyways, here's the article updated to wheel with wokeness and commentary in italics.
Alrighty.
In this, again, here it is. Here's the article.
Okay, I'm listening.
You listening?
Yes, I just get so triggered. Let's go.
You're already triggered. It's December again.
Brad's helping.
Dun, 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 dun,
remember, December started in the beginning of November, around Halloween?
September, actually.
Jesus.
Remember we saw September There were Christmas decorations out.
Yes, I thought, and you said, September. I thought that was supposed to be after Thanksgiving, and it wasn't even the month of Thanksgiving yet.
No, it wasn't November yet.
I think they were really excited for that Christmas to come.
Mm-hmm. This religious mode will cause... It's December again, and most of the planet is going into deep religious mode.
Yes.
This religious mode will cause several things to come into our lives and our energy fields. One of them is the cultural tradition of spending time with individuals whom we would not normally spend time with at a social setting. This could be workmates, neighbors, and family, and individuals whom we wouldn't spend time with by choice.
Well,
I mean, a lot of them we do.
We do.
And a lot of them we do because we love them. But a lot of these individuals we try to avoid because we don't get on with them.
Yeah, but we kind of have to go because they're going to be where we're all going to be. Mm-hmm. That kind of a thing.
Yeah. Commentary. The massive rift between family members we saw last December are now even bigger, and it will also include the woke agenda to a much bigger degree. There are many things that are being heavily promoted in the media to separate families, including health, wealth, politics, wokeness, and religion. The core energy behind these separatist ideologies and facts, in inverted commas, is righteousness. Of course, fear is also there, as well as partisan dynamics. Do you know what partisan dynamics mean?
Two parts.
Yes. Clashing with each other.
Partisan dynamics.
Yes.
The dynamics of two opposing viewpoints colliding.
Exactly. Yeah.
My daughter goes to one of those schools that teaches some of this stuff. And she carries it, but she doesn't carry the partisan dynamic. She has the
woke.
Dad.
She's totally woke.
Yeah, but she doesn't fight about it.
No, not with us anyway.
She does. Oh yeah. She does giggle about it though if we start to mention some of the topics.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, back to the article. A second one is the reestablishment of the giving away of our power to a third party in order to be connected to our higher self. God, divine consciousness, source energy, goddess, Gaia, and or any other manifestation of our own divinity. In other words, our disconnection from our core self is strengthened.
It's almost confusing to think that that's part of what happens in the holiday season when it's like, when I was a child, it was the most magical part of the year.
Yeah, but with regards to religion, because a lot of the holidays that we're going to be going through, it's not just Christmas, but a lot of other religions have festivals and things happening during December and January. And those are mostly promoted in a very separatist way from self and then a god or deity, right?
Yeah, I think maybe my version of it didn't have any of that.
Yeah, my version didn't either. I'm not saying don't celebrate Christmas. We do. We love to give and receive presents, right?
Yeah.
It's a different energy. It's a different spirit of giving, receiving, that infuses these celebrations around the world. But I think that if we look at it, scratch it a little bit, we'll see that the religions co-opted it. And
so that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, the co-option by religions.
The groups where you're doing your thing, enjoying your whatever, but you're not allowed to say Merry Christmas. You're supposed to say Happy Holidays or one of those kind of things.
That's a woke agenda thing, yeah.
Patrician, whatever you called it.
Yeah, patrician. What was it? Partisan, sorry.
Partisan dynamics.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, the partisan dynamics. Right. Yeah. Those are the encouragements. I get it now.
Yeah, okay. But also a lot of these religions and the ceremonies that people carry out during these months have to do with worshipping an external source of enlightenment and divinity. So it separates you from your environment, it separates you from your higher self, right? All of that is being pushed. Okay, this is the commentary around that. Where is it? Oh, yeah. This year, the illusion of disconnection has been increased to include the human collective in all forms. People are terrified of hugging their loved ones still, for example. They also wear masks to protect others or themselves, are afraid to speak as they have seen how themselves and others react to views that don't follow the authoritative nature of the government or media. So even more separation.
I think I get it, yeah. So it's just like the Catholic, Protestant, except for make it everything of everybody in any way you encounter everything. Even if you don't go to church, you're still going to have the masks, or you're going to have the huggings, or you're going to have the some of the woke stuff, the climate, the water, the air, something is going to be there.
Yep.
Like before it was one thing, now it's like all things.
Now also a lot of families are split around the wars that are being pushed, you know.
Oh, I imagine, yeah.
Yeah, so you got that to deal with.
That one too, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, there's a minefield today.
Yes. All right. Back to the article. This causes several things to manifest at a social level. We have the highest rate of suicides of any month around the world, for example. Desperation and a sense of lack gets amplified. Indulgence and addictions get triggered. Feelings of loneliness and disconnection are amplified. So, yeah, apart from the whole social engineering aspects of division and whatever's, right? It also is a month where, because of the social push of what it should be like,
right?
If a person doesn't have those things, they will fall into a lot of depression and things like that. You know, parents who can't give to their children what the children ask for, and that's to them is like a failure. People who are alone and don't have family left, or never did, or don't have a spouse or children or whatever, so friends, they get, especially with the isolation that happened in the past 2 years, you know, they get depressed. Their physical bodies need contact with other physical bodies. And a lot of that physical body contact has been negated, cut, stopped.
I see.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So last year we saw massive amounts of suicides during December and during the holiday season. And this year is probably going to be like that or even worse. I don't know. But you have to be aware of these things, you know. It's like, don't fall for it. If you start feeling those energies, if you start feeling depressed this month, it's not you. Just know this and use one of our tools. Because, like, yeah, don't fall for it. Okay? It's not real. You need to stay on that planet Earth.
Stay, please.
Stay, please. And shine your light. Okay? So that's why I mentioned that here.
Okay.
Okay, the commentary about that. Be cautious and aware that this year all suicide records will be broken. Again, stay on your toes, connect to high-frequency friends, and find your tribes, if you haven't already done so. If you feel like giving up, melting into your sofa for the rest of your life, or ending your life, know that these are artificial feelings. They're not yours. Use the tools for pulling yourself out of negativity. We actually have an emergency tool thing. You can get it from our website. Smile and take control of your thoughts and emotions. I find when these waves go through the planet, because it's not just you see, it's like all the people on the planet who are being targeted through these things, and who do spend most of their day watching television or YouTubes or whatever's that are very negative. Those individuals give out a field of creation, a field of emotion, and that affects the entire planet. So you can negate that effect, and you can use the tools. And one of the easiest tools that I use when I feel those waves coming in is I smile. Mm-hmm. Even though I don't feel like smiling, it's the last thing I want to do. I make my body smile. And funnily enough, all the things get triggered at a physical level. And it's, to me, it's actually better than any other medicine you might take, you know? So, yeah, stay away from alcohol.
Yeah, stay away from alcohol.
That's not going to help you at all. It's going to make things so much worse. All right. What does this mean to us energetically? Well, it's like a big, heavy, and low-frequency wave going through our emotional, energetic, mental, and physical bodies. It can trigger the savior energy in us, or perhaps also the martyr, or the victim energy. Okay? So what can we do? Well, first of all, we learn how to deal with our sleeping and woke friends and relatives. I have a YouTube about this topic, which I would highly suggest you watch again, right? It's called Dealing with Sleeping Friends and Family. It doesn't actually talk about woke or partially awake, but it's really good. We send it out every year and it's helped many, many people. And the link is in the article as well as the show notes. All right. Even if you do not plan, this is a commentary.
Okay.
Even if you do not plan to meet up with any sleeping or woke friends and family, do watch and rewatch the video. It gives you plenty of tools that you might need for the coming weeks and months. Any comments on that one, honey?
No.
No?
I think you're doing good.
Go, go, go!
Keep going, keep going.
Keep going, keep going. Secondly, and this is a tool that I have taught a lot for different
things.
Too. Yes. Set up an alarm in your phone or clock every 2 hours or so during the meetup, party, or event. Depends. I mean, if it's an hour event, then just set it every 10 minutes or whatever.
Maybe on vibrate because that would probably be annoying.
Yeah, it would be annoying to get ding, 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 ding. Like, what the hell?
What is that person doing?
Yeah. So vibrate is fine. And when it rings, simply observes, when it vibrates, simply observe where and when you are. So where are you and when are you? Because we have a tendency to step out of time and space.
Yeah, especially when we're not when and where we think we want to be.
Yes.
And yet we brought ourselves there.
We did, right? Mm-hmm.
So, they say like one of the things like there's no wake people there while you're there.
You're there.
Who else is there that's saying the same thing?
Yeah.
Well, nobody is going to find out if you don't, be there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's part of it.
It's part of it, yeah. Yep.
And you might be there well enough that you decide, actually, this strange commitment thing that brought me here is actually not what I want. I don't think I'll do that anymore. Mm-hmm. Maybe. And
also you can bring yourself back into the place and really connect with those people that you love. I mean, I keep telling people, just because you love someone doesn't mean you have to like them. I mean, that's the truth. Sometimes you will love someone very much, but you don't like them at all, or what they say or what they do. And they annoy you, right? Like tons, but you still love them. So spending time with those we love and figuring out ways in which we can spend time with them without adding to the friction or negativity or stuff. That's a skill, and it's like, it's time you developed it. All right. So ask yourself, am I here now? And see how comfortable you are in the here and the now. If there's a deep discomfort, then take action to move into a situation or place that feels more resonant to you. Make sure to do this without putting others wrong or you right, without judgment of yourself or others. Simply shift your place, location, space, and frequency. I mean, that could mean from one room of the get-together to a different room, or sitting on the edge.
Maybe not at the punch bowl with all the alcohol. Yes. Maybe at the, snacks with the, I guess, the carrots. Maybe the chocolates.
Chocolates, yeah, right. So move around, and also mentally bring yourself back. And even at a mental level, I have found that I'd be talking to somebody who I love very much, but I don't like what they believe, or I don't actually like their personality. And I will search for, what do I like about this person? Yeah. I love them, but I don't like them. So what do I actually, is there anything I like about them? And it could be anything. It could be a funny hat they're wearing, or it could be that they love fishing. And what I like is their enthusiasm about fishing. Because I don't go fishing because the fish go away when I come around.
Fish don't bite when you come around.
So
they become slightly enlightened and they know the bait's bait.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's our theory. So I would ask them about something that they feel passionate about. And I love to watch people who are passionate about things and how they talk about their thing, and they'll smile or become really serious and animated, and that is good energy, right? It's good energy, but you don't pretend to like it, right? But you find bits in there that you do like.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's also part of moving yourself out of your discomfort zone in a mental and emotional way, right? Not just physical.
It's almost a little like moving yourself out of victim-y.
Yes.
You're not a victim.
You're not a victim. You're there. You're an adult. Come on. All right. Commentary. This is an excellent exercise no matter what situation you're in. I would do it regularly, at least once as part of your daily routine in 2024. Because, yeah, even if you have to do other things, even at home by yourself, sometimes, just do it, try it, and see what happens.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Back to the article. For the next few days, I would also suggest you do the guided meditation, the high frequency human collective expression, once a day. And you can find it in the link that we have. If you go to our podcast, we'll have it as a podcast. Okay? It's one of their new ones. We'll put the links everywhere for you to find it. But it's called the high frequency human collective expression. Whenever we shift frequency, especially when we go from a low frequency or negative situation to consciously shifting to a personal high frequency or positivity, we're transforming and morphing the entire human collective agreement of what happens during this holiday season. The more of us that have the intent and actively and consciously move and shift from the given seasonal programs and media campaigns into the empowered and joyful state of being, the faster we will achieve the reality we want to experience on this planet. And back to commentary. Do you get that part?
Faster is better.
Yeah. Basically, the same as we talked before about those waves of negativity that hit the earth during this time, we can create our own waves. The more of us who do these tools and use these tools and go into that high frequency state, the more of us who do that, we create a wave of positivity that anybody who decides I'm had enough of this and a smile,
they can catch that wave.
Can catch that wave instead.
That sounds good. Yeah, I can see how that works.
Yeah, that's what that means. So back to commentary. It is extremely important for you to work on embodying the new paradigm right now. This is the moment of truth, when we actively step and become the higher consciousness of humanity on Earth. Remember, your prime purpose for being here.
That's the reason you're here?
Yes.
That's your prime purpose.
The prime purpose is, my prime purpose to be here on Earth right now is to embody and express my true frequency and allow the environment to reflect back to me in the form of experiences of that same frequency. Okay? It's simple, yeah. And that's it, really.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, so
you have your marching
embody
orders.
your prime purpose for your holiday season, and you won't be tempted to take too much bait.
Exactly. And now we're going to go to the second part of the podcast for those who are supporters and subscribes there. And we're going to be exploring in a more in-depth way.
With a lot more viewpoints.
Yes.
Like probably 5, 4.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. And I'm sure they've had plenty of these parties to, say,
and
how
examples.
About this? How about this?
Yeah. In a more relatable way also.
Yep.
And thank you for your support.
Yep. See ya. Love you, honey.
Love you. And it's the identity of gender thing. It's all about making people wrong. So suddenly, it is not your responsibility to communicate in a way that is nonverbal through your clothes, through your hair, through all the things that humans are known to communicate things about themselves, that you identify with a different gender or no gender. Suddenly, that's not required. Suddenly, you can dress like a woman and identify as a man, and if anybody calls you she, then you're the criminal. Yeah. Because I know of a different society where the ownership of identity, whether it was professional or gender or age or whatever it might be, the ownership was on the person themselves. to communicate that in a very clear way so other people knew.